So hopefully this video will be up a little. Ooh, yeah, sorry, my sleeve's a little torn. I need a new shirt. I'm doing this before I go out to work. Hopefully this will be up later today. We had a windstorm about a day ago that knocked out the power, and while the power's back clearly, the internet is the only thing that hasn't come back yet. And my dad's going to figure out why our internet still hasn't come back yet. So I'm clearly well behind on my videos because I have no access to the internet right now. But it'll be kind of a moot point saying this because when I get this up, the internet will be back. But yes, we finally have our announcement for Pokemon Generation 8. Now, they also gave us a region map for the region, the Galar region. That's going to be in a separate video, and I'm actually going to try something new with that. I think I may have figured out a way to jury rig something that will actually have me tap stuff on screen. It's a roundabout way of doing it, whereas I'm not doing it with the actual computer. I'm doing it with my phone. But my phone, I've recently got an upgrade in my phone, so I might be able to pull that off. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, though, we now have it. It is Pokemon Shield and Sword. Now, I could do an actual trailer breakdown, and I might do that at some point. But this is just my initial thoughts on Pokemon Generation 8 from the little I've seen so far. So we know it's now based on the UK, the English region, because we know London, that big main city on the map, is taken off of London. They've said gyms are back, which I'm thankful for. I'm going to go more in depth on what I think might be going on with the gyms. There's two theories I got with that. Briefly, though, we know that at least a couple of the gyms, like 4 main gyms, are stadium-style gyms. Like, you go in and you fight a la like football stadiums. And it seems that there's either a flying or a grass one. I want to say it's grass. A water one, a rock or ground one, and there might be a dark one in the forest. But that's only 4 gyms. So I had some theories on that I'll go into with the region map breakdown. I can tell you right now, though, while initially it doesn't look quite as big as something like Kalos, it's a matter of perspective when you're looking at the map. Because A, Kalos was a star-shaped region. It was very wide and very expansive. But this is very long and tall, and knowing that this is on the Switch means there's a lot more distance between those. Like, remember looking at, and I use the Kalos map because it's a perfect example of this. Remember looking at the Kalos map, it seemed like everything was pretty close together when you break it down. But when you actually look at how things are split and spaced apart, that wasn't the case. Things were actually pretty spread out. And I think we're going to see a lot more distance spread out from this. Graphics-wise. Now, this is something, apparently, from the reaction I saw, people are a little upset that doesn't look like it looks, like the sprites look so much different from Sun and Moon, don't look much different from Sun and Moon. Look, there's gonna be, it's all about progression. Did they improve the sprites a great deal? No, but the sprites were pretty good in Sun and Moon. But if you look carefully, you can see a little cleanup. You can see a little bit of that Pokemon Let's Go cleanup in there as well. And again, I might do a full trailer breakdown video and definitely do a region map. But I'm definitely going to do the region map. I may do a trailer breakdown too once I finally have the internet back. I'm trying to see here now. Or where was I? So it does look a bit more cleaned up, but really the graphics that you really want to be looking at when it comes to the Switch were going to be the region and the environment. That is what you're looking at there. And it looks fantastic. Like, I heard some people saying it looks almost like the Shire, and wow, the Shire's that was filmed in New Zealand. It still looked very similar to that. Like the actual design, wearing the dress style was really cool looking. I am wondering how many new Pokemon we're going to get. Obviously, this is just an introduction trailer. They're not going to introduce more than the starters and maybe the Legendaries, which we did not get the Legendaries. However, the logos may at least give us a minor hint of what the Legendaries look like. because we got these wolf-like monster, wolf or dragon-like creatures on the sword and the shield logo. The question is, could that be that we have one single legendary or two different legendaries? I'm inclined to think two different legendaries. That's how they've been working it so far. It is definitely a little. It's definitely interesting they didn't show the legendaries in the first video because, honestly, that's what they normally have done. They have normally shown the legendaries in the first videos. You had Lunala, you had, and I don't, not in that announcement trailer, but in the actual legitimate first trailer for Sun and Moon, they showed Lunala and Solgaleo. They showed Yveltal and Xerneas in the trailers for X and Y. But I'll be honest, I can't remember the trailers from most of the other games because they were pretty, lackluster trailers. But because usually they give you the box art for the games, you usually get an idea what the legendaries look like. So it's interesting that for the first, and let's be clear, this isn't like the Sun and Moon trailer where it was just that, hey, we're announcing this game's coming. This was a legitimate first trailer showing off the game. So, excuse me, I got a bit of a cough today. Don't have a cold, just got a bit of a cough. So it's interesting they did not show the legendaries yet. But again, graphics-wise, looks amazing. They did a lot of things I wanted. They didn't go with the overworld Pokemon like you got in Let's Go, which thank God for that, because that really would have ruined a lot of the experience for me. Probably still would have picked up the game, but it would have ruined, because I don't like the idea of just seeing the Pokemon and going straight for it in the grass. That ruins the whole surprise of it. Because the fun is searching for a Pokemon and then, reward of catching it for me. And I think, despite the fact that a lot of people did like Let's Go Pokemon, Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, there are a lot of people who didn't. And some of the complaints, I do think Game Freak has heard some of the complaints, but to be fair, this game was in development, I think, long before even Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. It's one of those things that I'm glad that they didn't go that route, and I think they'll know not to go that route, because for the overworld RPG, that doesn't frankly make any sense. So ultimately, what's my take on this? I'm really digging what we're getting with this. My last bit of thought is on the starter Pokemon. Again, I'll go into more analysis on that later on, but I like the starter Pokemon. Was it Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble? I don't have the names in front of me for obvious reasons. The one I'm really interested to see where the evolutionary line goes is the Salamander. Well, they say water lizard, but it's a salamander. That's the one I'm really interested to see where the evolution line goes, because you look at Scorbunny and you look at Grookey, you can get an idea, like maybe Grookey's going to turn into a giant gorilla or something. Scorbunny's just going to turn into a more lithe bunny. Probably looks like, unfortunately for some people, because I can tell because of its design, it looks a bit like a soccer player. It's got that patch on its nose that looks like, say, a pressor bandage or a pressor band-aid. It's probably going to be a firefighting type, but we finally got a non-firefighting type. Time to go back to that. Time to go back to the route of. Actually, no, we had 2 generations without a firefighting type. So you know what? While that would make 4 firefighting types out of 8, half of them would be firefighting. Yeah, I could live with it. Wouldn't like it, but I could live with it. So yeah, it's probably going to turn into some sort of fast. And I could be wrong on that, by the way. Fast fire bunny, fighting type, but at the same time, I'm okay. I guess if it is, I would prefer something else, but I'm okay with it. Again, Grookey, I could definitely see being turning into like a giant gorilla or something like that. I think that's very, very possible. And they call it the chimp Pokemon, despite the fact of having a tail. So, again, a gorilla is not impossible by any stretch of the means. We don't have a gorilla Pokemon now that I think about it. I mean, think of that real quick. We got an orangutan, Mankey and Primeape, Apom's a monkey. We got the Pans, the Pan trio. But we don't have a gorilla Pokemon. So it would make sense that he might turn into a gorilla. But again, the Salamander's one that I don't know where that one's going to go. I really don't. What are your thoughts on that? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I think I just said that. Sorry, I'm a little in a rush just because I also don't have shit in front of me to really go off of. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you like this and you want to see more, put in the comments below. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. I'll get to that at some point. Ideas for who would wins as well, or ideas for things for us to review, put it in the comments. I got a lot. I'm a little flustered just because I know I have a lot of catching up I'm gonna have to do. I'm not gonna be able to do it all tonight. I'm gonna be able to do some tonight. I already have the who would win I had yesterday coming out pre-recorded. I couldn't do the who would win for today pre-recorded, though it was my intent to do so, because I needed the information on one of the combatants up in front of me to confirm things. And I didn't do the what if pre-recorded yesterday like I wanted to because I needed confirmation of where I left off on that, and unfortunately I don't have it on my. It's pretty much on the channel, so I need to check that real quick. So, and then I have obviously the who would win for tomorrow. So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out when I got to do the death battle prediction today. I got to do a lot of things between today and tomorrow, and then it'll hopefully even out. Luckily, my schedule allows me to do that more easily. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, though, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.